we are always concerned about what ultimately can impact our coastal marine resources. And in this particular instance, fracking, which potentially can contaminate our groundwater supplies, particularly the Florida aquifer, is connected to the Gulf of Mexico and also to the Atlantic Ocean. And so we obviously are very concerned about the potential of what's called extreme oil extraction or fracking, where in which acid, toxic brew of chemicals, toluene, benzene, a host of other highly acidic chemicals can get into the water supply because of the acid fracking technique. And so we are here today requesting and asking the Villages of Estero Council to do what the Bonita Springs Council did, and that's to ban fracking.
Now, what are your thoughts on what's going on at the state level and even at the county level? Do you think, that they're doing enough to keep this in line?
No, clearly nothing's happening at the county level, and they should be ashamed of themselves because they have a water supply that they should protect for the people. Instead, what's happening at the state level is you have two prominent legislators, Senator Garrett Richter and also House Representative Ray Rodriguez, that are going to propose legislation in 2016 like they did in 2015, where they actually are going to exempt what's called proprietary information, and that's the acidic chemicals that are used that potentially can contaminate our water supplies, from public disclosure. They're also going to end up exempting low acid stimulation, which involves the dissolving of the rock by these acid chemicals that will potentially impact our public water supplies. And so these legislators really are not addressing the paramount concern that acid fracking represents to affecting our public water supplies. They're skirting around the issue. They're actually protecting the industry versus protecting the public resource.
Do you think that if local governments then take these steps that it'll create some sort of movement, or what is the purpose of getting them all to do this?
Yeah, there's no question that this is going to happen from the ground up, that the local communities at the municipality level and ultimately the local county commissions will be able to impress upon the state that they need to really take stock with the seriousness of which acid fracking represents in potentially contaminating our water supplies, particularly the Florida aquifer, because that's what we're talking about, which is one of the most productive aquifers in the world, and which is a aquifer that over 80% of the public in the state of Florida rely upon for their drinking water supplies. And so one would hope that the legislature will ultimately act proactively, responsibly, and regulate the type of activity that involves extraction of oil that potentially contaminates our water supply.